All right, let's begin the review of Project Highland Park, the multi-reference headphone from HP-1 from Kali Audio. So Kali Audio, you should know, because they make speakers. So this is the first get it? Hey, numbering and lettering that makes sense. Let's open the box and take out the Kali Audio bag. A case, it's it's not bad. There's your 1/4-inch adapter. The wire it comes with is here's the thing. I don't think it's that. It's got to be that. It's so terrible. So this is a $200 headphone. Starts this review straight up. Kali Audio, known for their speakers, love their speakers, got their subs, love their subs. Headphone. Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these on the channel. This is a baby's first headphone. And every company does this, and then they sort their problems out and get all the people, hey, what do you think? You want to use it? And they fix it. So we're going to talk about the HP-1 as if it's baby's first headphone. I think this wire came with it. If this wire came with it and this didn't just show up on the floor, this is a crap wire. Let's start with that. Why did you come on? Echo, turn off basement 8. Throwing my whole color balance off. Oh, God. Yeah, if this is the wire, number 1, it's way too short. Number 2, it's jank as shit. Number 3, it's crap and cheapy. Cheap and crappy. One of those. That doesn't fuck. Throw that away. Since there's no other wire in here, which here's our quick start guide, we'll take that out so we can start quickly. I want someone to send like a quick start guide and then have a slow start guide, and it's like a 75-page manual. Let's put this down. Nice box. Nice case. I love their logo when it's embossed in something. Actually, this is a nice case. Velcro here. This is actually like a soft padded bit. You get this little flappy flap, so when you fold these up, they don't... There's your thing for the wires on the floor. Just we're going to ignore that, and we're going to ignore this little, it's real cheap USB-C. What usually happens is Kali Audio, we love Kali Audio, but what they'll do is they'll go and find a manufacturer of an OEM manufacturer of a Bluetooth headphone, because you don't go from not making a headphone ever in your whole lineup to, by the way, headphone without investing millions of dollars in tooling and everything. So they probably found one that would work for their purposes, and they get to dick around inside of it and change things up and make it nice. So, like the box, hate the wire accessories. Like this little thing is like, and they're marketing this as, hold please, hold, keep holding, a pair of Kalis you can take anywhere. A professional over-ear studio headphone for music production. Now, that should bring up a couple blinking lights, flashing, blinking. Oh shit, DMS is DMS watching? Because once you say you're a studio monitor, you have to do certain things. You have to be a flat reference. You can't be fun, and you can't be anything else. This, since it's Bluetooth, and since it's designed pretty much primarily to be Bluetooth, there's your aux port. It can do that because it has 3 different modes. We can actually change what this sounds like through double tapping a button. Wow, I'm all out of it today. It's fine. So I pulled out a cable that's not completely shit, and we're going to use this in the Gishelli Labs. If we do that now, if we plug this in here, it will basically disconnect the Bluetooth, and now Andy Warhol from Stone Temple Pilots. This song makes no sense, and I love it. So now the phone has just been disconnected. Bluetooth. It's technically, this is still on because it's not like the Noble, which was a $650 Bluetooth headphone that when you plugged it in, balanced, I might add, it still functioned completely as a passive and inert headphone. This headphone is not being powered by the Gishelli Labs Arcle 2.5. It's literally just being fed an analog signal. The analog signal is being converted from analog to digital so that it can do its sound grading things. Although it's not technically. In other words, this is a final resort sort of thing. And as a studio headphone, it probably shouldn't be an overlooked thing. Like if you're making a Bluetooth headphone, you make a Bluetooth headphone. You're making a studio headphone. I would say 99.9% of studio headphones are plugged the fuck into your mixing console, and you're going to want to do that. When I do this, I can play... What am I playing? Hold on. Electric Light Orchestra, Mr. Blue Sky. very quiet. This doesn't do anything anymore. Wait. Am I lying to you? No, yeah, the volume buttons still control volume, but even when you feel like you've maxed out, it's not loud. You've got to like crank. That amp is half on the Shelly Labs Oracle is a lot. So you're literally just feeding it data. Now, it's not a good passive headphone. It's passable, but I would not put this against the Sonys, or I got the Shores up there, which I don't like the Shores for other reasons. But there's certainly a plethora of studio monitor headphones that I'd probably take over. Hell, even the AKGs over there. What are those? The 361? I think it must be the 361. The 371s are real weird. It's just it makes sound. It's fine. So automatically, if you need to wire, don't. And also, if I hold this button,
power off.
The sleepiest woman in existence comes on and goes, power off. Like, it's wild. Like, that bitch needs coffee. I've heard many a woman whisper in my ear through Chinese and American devices, and this one is the most like, oh, fuck, I'll get the sandwiches. It's just like, wow. So you power it off, and guess what happens now? Plug it in. Nothing. So it has to run through it. So we're going to basically make a list for Cali, because I love them and they love me, and we talk all the time. And this is some hard truths we're going to get into with this headphone. But if you're going to do one, it's got to be able to plug in, and you got to give it an actual coiled studio wire with a 1/4-inch adapter on the end of it. That's the only way anyone's going to take anything that is a studio headphone seriously. So let's assume they're not aiming for the people who are buying the Sonys and the fucking Neumanns. Where are my Neumanns? There, my Neumanns are down there. Or anything over there. Not studio reference. So ignoring the fact that it says it's a studio reference headphone, unlike DMS, who I'm going to point this out because I could shit on him now. He's on Linus Tech Tips. Hi, DMS. Hi, Linus. DMS gave like F tier status to the Fostex T50 Mark IV because it calls itself a studio reference headphone. And it's not. I don't think it is. And he didn't think it was. But here's the thing. It's a great fucking headphone. It sounds amazing. I love listening to this Fostex T50 Mark IV. Linked in the description. Do that, Zios. The issue comes that he gave it an F tier because it said it was a studio monitor, and technically it isn't. It's not flat and new. It isn't. It didn't meet his criteria. So for this to come out of the gate saying it is, I can be one better than that. I can just look at it and go, yeah, just it isn't. But let's enjoy it for what else it is. So I'm going to turn it back on. Let's take a tour before I turn it back on. It's got a very, very robust plastic frame. Like, it doesn't feel high-end. It's not a Focal, even though Focals will explode. But it feels like I could bash this fucking thing into a wall for 7 hours, and it's not going to give a shit. That is quite important when you're talking about Bluetooth headphones, especially ones that are like more affordable. And $200 is not exactly the most expensive. So this doesn't feel like this is thick, heavy metal sliders. All these plastic things, smooth edges, no bad edges to come and smash me in the hand. No fingerprints because it's like a good texture. It's thick. They picked a good base. And then the pads come in and they're LNR indicated. And they're protein leather, which means they're not real leather, but they're soft. They're a loose 2-knuckle. They're not quite a 3-knuckle. They're a loose 2-knuckle. So you're going to be a little bit more intimate in there with your ear. But they're active noise canceling. That's another thing that is kind of a very fucking not a thing that studio monitors would have. I think Callie just wanted to make a Bluetooth headphone to sell Bluetooth headphones. Everyone buys a Bluetooth headphone. I know this. I have the Eris, and I soon to have the Serene. And guess what? They're going to sell a minuscule amount, no matter how great they are, because they're not a fucking Bluetooth headphone. Because every time I talk to any of my normie friends or family, they're like, you made a headphone? Is it Bluetooth? And once I say no, they just turn around and ignore me. because no one wants a wire. If you're in the audiophile community, you want wires when applicable to plug into your thousands of dollars in equipment. If you want to sell to normies, you go to the top 100 headphones on Amazon, and it's all shitty Chinese Bluetooth headphones, and Callie wants a piece of that pie. And you know what? They should get a piece of that pie. I will give them this. If you are looking for a whatever the fuck, I just want a Bluetooth headphone, I got nothing really super duper negative to say about this particular one. Ignoring studio monitor shit, ignoring wired shit. It's why it's in the middle to end part of the video. Let's look at it. So, super robust build, fucking comfortable, thick pad up here, super soft pads on the ears. We get a USB-C, a single ANC or Bluetooth pairing button here with an LED, and you get a power. The symbols on this are gigantic. It's like a 5-year-old drew them. It's power button, another LED, which we're going to talk about because I'm a big fan of LEDs not being annoying, but I also need to be able to see them, and this is very difficult. And then you have a full, instead of just putting a positive and a negative and just letting me fucking figure it out, they have a full speaker with a positive and a full speaker with a negative, and the buttons are so close together that like your thumb, I can cover all 3 buttons with my thumb. So it's like, just put a positive and a negative. I actually don't hate the layout of this either, because you got a good gap. You can't really feel the LEDs, so you know if you're on the volume or next track, last track, by the way, or if you're on the power button, which is also the switch mode button. So I'm going to bring up the hi lady on the background. I'll bring up the 3 tuning modes. I'm going to turn this thing back on, hold it down.
Power on. Device paired.
She's like, get this girl some fucking coffee. Jesus Christ. Also, big events up here. There's your Callie thing. And there's also all the information on this side of it, which is probably going to get worn off instantaneously. So, we turn it on, and yeah, that is lit up right now. Do you see it? Yeah, neither fucking do I. So if I cup my hands, you could see that it's white. The 3 sound modes are studio, bass heavy, and consumer. And if you double tap, did that work? Hold on. Maybe I have to it's weird. You gotta maybe because it's not playing. Are you gonna do that thing where you don't change unless you're playing music?
Bass heavy.
Now it's bass heavy.
Studio.
Now it's studio.
Consumer.
Now it's in consumer mode. And when you do that, that LED kind of changes color. It changes hue. Now it's like a mild pink. Like it's so dull. Oh, God, it's so dull. Hold on. So you got red, white, and blue. Very patriotic. This, by the again, I love that song. It's so weird. Now, studio is designed to be transparent, accurate tuning that will translate faithfully. So that's the one that matters if you're trying to do mixing. Now, we've already kind of discussed that it literally will not change modes unless you're playing music. This is what happens when you go to a company that already sells a headphone, you modify it for your use. You can't really fucking fix those options. So now we're white, so now we're consumer. So it actually goes this way and not that way. The biggest fib about these is that the bass heavy is bass heavy. It's really not. None of these are technically... They're a 40 millimeter dynamic, and they do a decent job of producing sound. Like, when you plug it in with the wire, it's not good. They need a DSP to tweak it. If I'm on consumer right now and I'm playing whatever I'm playing, they're a little bit mid-centric, they're a little warm. Apparently, consumer, by the way, mimics headphones sold alongside smartphones and tablets. The tuning is natural, balanced, and unobtrusive. I have no fucking idea what any of that means because I don't know what a consumer headphone... This is a consumer headphone. That's a consumer headphone. All of these are technically consumer headphones, and this doesn't sound like any of those headphones. It sounds like a slightly rolled off, warm kind of puddle of music. And you know what? I sat here for quite a while listening to it, and it's fine. But it's just fine. It's never like, ooh, yeah, that's worth the monies. So I hit play. It does its thing. It sounds like lifeless and dead, and if I jack the music up to maximum, because the volume control changes the volume on the phone, so it's not a separate. So if that's full, it's full. It goes beep beep. These are not playing loud. These are not even close to playing loud. Like come on, man. Like go. So still in consumer mode and still have active noise canceling off. Now it's playing Korn. It's on. I actually swapped it to the bass heavy profile, which, excuse me again, lady, I want to read that. Bass heavy is a fun voicing similar to headphones that are popular with hip hop fans and producers. That little 40 trying to do bass is the most adorable thing. Like, I actually feel the drop, like the can's moving. And it certainly has a slope of bass. It's like all the way up. Is it good bass? Not necessarily. It actually, the bass heavy kind of releases the treble and the bass, so we got a very, very, very V shape going on. But not like in a comfortable way. It feels like I'm trapped in here with this. We can fix technically the treble being a little bit too sharp by putting on the noise canceling. And that was when I knew that this was Callie's first headphone, because it was the same for Swan. It was the same for Fio. And now Fio makes the FT7, which is God tier. But if I single tap the left button, noise canceling is now on. Which I also want to say, I have my dehumidifier running over there. You might be able to hear it. Listen. And it's just a fan and a compressor. And when I do an active noise canceling test, if that is running and it completely disappears, excellent noise canceling. All this noise canceling does is cut the low end out. It reminds me of the Sound Surge 46, which was an old $130 Bluetooth headphone noise canceling that had absolutely fucking abysmal sounds, basically. But it was good enough, and when the active noise canceling was a switch, and when I turned it on, the sound of my fucking 2012 Caprice PPV with the long tube headers and everything just sort of like went to a passable level. So this is not active noise canceling where you're not going to hear someone speaking to you. I still hear the fan. It's just all the low end stuff gets sort of filtered out. Which, for anyone who's there are people who can't do the active noise canceling lifestyle. They just put them on and they feel like it's like their head's turning inside out. This would probably work for you because it's a very mild, kind of mediocre active noise canceling, but it would certainly get you by in a plane. Anything with a drone, it would lessen the drone. It doesn't completely eliminate it. It's not a Dyson headphone. I will fucking suck those Dyson headphones dick until it falls off. And now they're canceling the zone, and I had to buy a second pair of the zone. But it's an active noise canceling. You get to say that. You put the checkbox on it. It's fine. And when you turn it on, you lose the bass in the room, but you also, the sound of the actual headphones changes. Now, this is something that happens with lower quality headphones, with lower cost headphones, because there's a microphone, but it's producing sound internally. So technically it should be listening to out here, hearing that fan and removing that by playing an inverse waveform. It shouldn't be hearing its own music because it can listen to what's going through the thing and be like, no, don't cancel that out. And when it's not super precise and accurate, it will actually change the sound. Most decent, active, new Bluetooth headphones that do noise canceling don't have a single thing change when you turn the noise canceling on and off. They sound exactly the same, just noise canceling is on, noise canceling is off. These change. Kind of for the better if you're listening to the bass plus profile, because that treble just gets a little bit like tinny, and when you do this, it rolls it off. So the bass stays the same, but the high end sort of fades out, and the bass in the room goes away, so you have a better impression of it. that's fine. That is actually, like, I put it on. I can tell it's an active noise canceling headphone. I'm getting ready to unpause it there. I need to put a receiver on my phone so I can use the remote control of my phone. Eagles Hotel California. All right. It's not bad. On the Base Plus, it's not bad. It's not blowing me away. I can find you $1,200,000 regular headphones that'll destroy these. But it's Bluetooth and wireless and active noise canceling with 1,000,000 hours of service. So now we're going to swap to the last profile, and probably arguably the most important profile, which is the Studio. Studio, which is supposed to be the transparent one. This is the one that's supposed to rival, because plugging in didn't allow me to switch through these. Plugging in doesn't allow me to put on active noise canceling, which you can see is currently very bright green. That's a nice green, and that's a blue. Somewhere in there is a blue, sort of. So let's, all right, put them on. I'm going to put them on. This should sound like Eagles Hotel California on any of my other stuff. Cool wind in my hair. If you buy these, I'm going to recommend you use them on this profile. It is actually bass light. It's a bass light profile. It's trying to be flat and neutral, so there isn't like a lot of warmth or a lot of fun, but it has very good mid-range tonality. Whether I believe as a Zeos, if I could master on these, it's not. I feel like this might be the only mode they gave a shit about. They didn't care about the wired. They didn't care about the Base Plus. They didn't care about the fucking consumer. They only focused on this mode, and I think they did an admirable fucking job. It's kind of, the fact that the other things exist, the fact that it has a wire to even plug in, kind of clouds how good these are at this particular mode. It's like if you got a car, and this car was specifically designed to drive at 68 miles an hour and be dead silent and get 100 miles to the gallon. And unfortunately, all the roads you're on are like 40 miles an hour and 80 miles an hour. So you never really, like, if you just get this headphone, you never wire it, you never switch it off of this mode, and you never turn off active noise canceling, you'd probably be very happy with $200. It took me a long time to get to that in this video, but it's just like, I get it. I get it now. It's a narrow sound, but it's very revealing. They've turned up like the upper mid-range, lower treble. I'm getting a very focus on that. I feel like I'm listening to the song to study it. The bass is just like boom, 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 boom. I hear there's bass. I don't feel it. That's the case with most studio monitors. You don't want to feel the bass because that means it's not perfectly flat. So they're doing I was going to say amazing job. They're doing an accurate job. It's kind of boring, which allows me to hear if Deep Purple is recorded poorly, what the mix is with Luca Stragnoli, which is very good, by the way. You should get this. Yeah. I had to climb through a mountain of shit to get to where these headphones actually function as they're referenced. Get it? Reference, multi-reference. It's just, they need to either strip away all this other crap or they need to build their own headphone. I'm assuming if they sold 100,000 of these, they would then just build and design their own headphone and pay for the molds and everything and work on the electronics from scratch. But for this, for what it is, like that last track, hold on, wait, I gotta hold it. Yeah, that's the last track. Positive is next track. The power button is play pause, and you double tap it while it's playing to switch modes. I love this company, and I really, really like the build. Like, if you told me this is a $200 Bluetooth headphone, I'd believe you. That's it. It doesn't blow my doors off. Like, wow, all this for $200. And no, it could be $110 or a $250 Bluetooth headphone. It's fine. It fits in that thing. It's comfortable. It's from a brand that at least I trust. I trust Callie. I trust the people who work there. And I'm sure they're watching this video fully, and that's why I'm trying to be like positive in the future. Because I think there's probably a place for a wireless studio monitor. I don't know if it exists right now. I don't know how many people are mixing and mastering on their phones, which everyone's on their phones for fucking everything. I don't like 41. Let's go 40. Everyone's on their phones are mixing and mastering everything. If you're making content on the go, I feel like the problem is you're probably making content for other people to watch on their phones, and other people are watching, well, on their fucking phones. So it doesn't matter if it's accurate or a reference. It doesn't. It literally doesn't. If you're making content for the big screen, if you're making content on your phone, and you sit down in front of a real mixing station with Callie Studio monitors, which I will link all of in the description, because you should look at those. IN5s are amazing. And the sub. Oh, God, the 6.2 sub. I have the 12-inch sub as well. But if you're listening to these for grading audio, what the fuck is your use case? Please let me know. I need to know. Callie needs to know, because I'm sure they've asked, but who? And what did they say? And did they say, oh, I need an active noise canceling headphone for this? Because it is the nichest of the niche to need an active noise canceling studio monitor wireless headphone. That's the nichest of the niche. It didn't exist. I've never known. Please, again, in the comments, let me know. Does another studio monitor that claims to be a studio monitor, and I'm pretty sure with the white setting and the noise canceling on, which helps isolation, I'm pretty sure you could technically use this as a cheap mastering headphone. But is there another one? Is there an alternative to this? I can't think of one. I can't think of one. So is it worth $200? I'm going to say yes, but only if you need a decent Bluetooth active noise canceling headphone and you're not willing to spend for Bose QC45 money, and you're not willing to spend to Dyson on-track money. Although I might ruin everything right now. Hold on a second. I need to see what the Dyson on-track is, because I know they're dropping fucking prices like crazy. So that's $200. No reviews on Amazon, by the way. Oh, fuck. It's $260. Oof. You see, here's the problem. There's the problem. I bought that headphone, the Dyson on-track. It was $500, and it was worth $500. But no one's buying it because it's a fucking vacuum cleaner headphone. This one doesn't have the fans in it. And it's ugly as sin with those copper cups on it, which you can take off and make it much more respectable. But that is better in every regard. That is custom made by Dyson. The noise canceling is as good as Apple AirPods Pro Max, better than the shit you find in flight sims. It only has a 40mm driver, just like this. But you go into the app and you adjust three things, and all of a sudden, that is... I kept that and sold both the Focal ANC, the Focal Bathies, and I sold the Focus Apollos because I have that. Because I have a fucking Dyson on-track. And now they just keep dropping the fucking price over. Like, it even looks kind of cool. I mean, that's not cool. That is uncool as fuck. But it's too close now. If you want to support a company like Callie, by all means, grab this, give it away as a gift, use it it'll be fine. It's just a fine Bluetooth headphone. It's nothing exceptional. The on-track is exceptional. The on-track is not designed for mixing and mastering, no fucking way in hell, and you might be able to do that on this. But I'm not, again, who are you if you're looking to mix and master on a wireless headphone, and is this intriguing you? Use this video, Callie, as to gather some comments and spread it around, or make your own version of it, because I'd love to see. I had a dream. Well, actually, no, I didn't have a dream. I had my original tuning of the Serene, which is upstairs, so I can't show it to you. And it's a closed back, and it's a planar. And when they sent it to me, it had no bass. And I sat there listening to it, or I laid there listening to it. I'm like, wow, this sounds like studio monitors just floating in front of me. That's kind of awesome. But then the no bass thing got to me, and I started going and tuning it again. So I know it's possible to make an affordable closeback that sounds like studio monitors. I know it is. And it probably wouldn't cost more than $50 to add the electronics to make it Bluetooth and the buttons and all the other fucking antennas and the FCC certifications. That's another problem, is when you go through all of these things, they actually don't have the FCC certifications on here. Usually it's like a giant list of all the things. Actually, it might be... Yeah, there it is. Model, FCC ID, blah, blah, blah. To get that shit takes forever, which is why you hire a company that's already making Bluetooth headphones. So... this is kind of a swing and a miss. I don't want to make this a bad review. It's it's too robustly fucking built, and I feel like it's going to last for fucking ever. And the active noise canceling is it is like the 5 out of 10 active noise canceling, which is enough most times if you just need some droning fan to go away or be lowered. It's fine. But it's certainly not a... oh my God, I can't believe how great it sounds. It's fine. It's fine. As a studio monitor, if this is a $200 headphone, assume $60 of that is going towards the Bluetooth. So it's a $100 studio monitor. So what you would expect out of a $100 studio monitor is what you're getting. The end. Wallpaper available in the Wallpaper Horde. Patreon and Subscribestar actually do support this channel, so I really appreciate if you guys jump on that. It's been going down and down since 2025. I know shit's rough out there, but like I look, and that is what is keeping this channel alive. Like otherwise I got to go out and get a real job, and if I get a real job, I ain't making videos, not like these. I would have to like find a job where I could just listen to music all day and, edit. Like, oops, I guess I could do that if I'm like Paul Blart mall security guard and then I just don't do my job. It's fine. It's fine. If you can't support the channel, don't worry. Send it to someone else who can support the channel. There's always that one guy. And the waifus. Who will feed the artists who make the waifus, which you could find on Source Now or IQDB? They need your help. I actually do feed a lot of artists. Oh, God. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Highland Park Project. Patreon, subscribe to support the channel. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to shut this off. It's going to say off. Hold on.
Power off.
Power off.